Thanks. Only on Fox tonight, an inspiring story of one family's journey from Kabul to Clemson and the community that welcomed them with open arms. Layla, a 27-year-old Afghan refugee who worked with the U.S. government and evacuated when we pulled out of the region. She and her husband are part of a recently relocated group of evacuees that have settled in the upstate. Now, from the fall of the Afghan government to the realization that she needed to leave to save her own life, she says she never thought she'd make it to where she is today.
Yeah, it's truly incredible. Fox Carolina's Matt Koufax spoke with her and with the local ministries who made it their mission to help give her a new home and really a new life. He's live in studio with the story.
Yeah, this story really takes the cake for me personally. The first thing that strikes you about Layla when you meet her, guys, is that she's filled with such hope and joy despite all that she's been through. And her story really is a complex one. It's layered in the heartbreak for the country and the people she left behind in Afghanistan, but also filled with optimism and excitement for the future that she, her husband, and soon-to-be twin girls will have in a new land of opportunity.
It's been just 3 weeks in a new home in Clemson for Layla and her husband Yusuf. Already, signs of new life are emerging.
I found out that I'm having 2 girls, which is very exciting.
Layla has just had her second ultrasound showing 2 healthy twins, but she says she didn't always want to have girls when she was still in Afghanistan.
I didn't want to have girls who cannot get education and all of that.
We're calling her Layla because we can't use her real name. Back in Kabul, she received a bachelor's degree and did work for the U.S. government we also can't talk about publicly for her and her family's safety.
We knew that they are coming for us for the job we had done. We knew we had to leave somehow.
She says she always knew she might have to leave eventually if the Taliban took over, but didn't expect what happened suddenly last August.
I got a call, where are you? They are in the city, and the government has collapsed.
The memories almost don't seem real to her now. Firefights in the streets, fear gripping her constantly, and seemingly no one to save them.
Everybody could do anything, and we were hearing that they are right now they are taking the cars, they're killing people, and there is nobody in charge to be responsible for any of this.
A month after August 15th, 2021, she and Yusuf were evacuated on a plane to Qatar, the first stop of many.
From the window, I could see down, and I was thinking that maybe I will never come back here and see.
When we saw what was happening in Kabul back in the news in August, we knew that we were going to start receiving Afghans.
Enter Tim and Jody Cross of Open Arms Refugee Ministry. The couple who have worked with refugees for years in the Carolinas are just one arm of a massive operation taking in families like Layla's.
We see refugees as not just them, those poor people, but they've become family for us.
They are actively working with 25 churches in the Clemson area, which is where Layla and Yusuf ended up months later in a lakeside home to raise their children, donated by a fellow volunteer.
These were our partners in Afghanistan. These are the people who worked side by side with our armed forces and our government officials. These are heroes, and they deserve nothing less but to have this opportunity.
I'm happy that I'm exploring here.
Walking her new grounds, Layla admits she doesn't get much time at home. She felt called to get to work as soon as she arrived in the upstate.
I feel lucky to receive all of this, and I also feel like I have to pay it back. They helped me, so I have to help somebody else. So this chain continues.
Layla now welcomes new refugees to the area, translating for them over the phone and especially helping the many women who suffered under Taliban rule.
Layla has taken that on. She talks to these women, she calls them, and she counsels them. And I'm just so proud of her.
She says it all comes back to the children she's about to have. Her work brings her story, her struggle, full circle, filling people like her in a strange new land with hope.
In the United States, I am very happy, and I feel fortunate to have girls because now they can do what I couldn't do. They can do what my mom couldn't do, and the ambitions she had.
Just an awe-inspiring story. Layla tells me she gets her optimism from her mother. Her husband, Yusuf, also getting a job in Clemson very soon, I'm told, in woodwork and carpentry, which is what he did back home. I'm also told that one of the first quintessential American phrases that she and several other refugees she's helped learned when they got to Clemson was, Go Tigers. More on her story at 11.